Right, now we've got a problem on this garage, this second garage. The doors are 8 foot tall, just over 8 foot tall, and about 4'3" wide, so they're too big to take off on my own. And what's happened here is that they've gone rotten down at the bottom of the door frame on both sides. So the doors are too heavy for me to take off and splice it, so I'm going to fill them. So I'll show you how I'm going to do that. It's going to be different. I've never done it. I've done plenty of filling, but not this way. So this is going to be different to normal. Right. So the reason it's happened is I built this garage and DPC down underneath. I've just melted it because I'll show you why in a minute, because I've had to dry this one out a bit. And about 25 years ago, and then about 10 years ago, I put this grate in and this rising part here to stop water from deflecting inside. And I've gone above the door frame, so that's gone above where me. You can see here I've still got the silicone going around the bottom to seal it, and the DPC went down underneath it. Because I've gone up above with this, that's what's caused the problem. So I'll just see what the reading is now for. See if it's still damp. I don't know if you can see that. I'll change hands because I'm not really pushing up right well. Just hope if I switch it on. And you can see there it's going red. It's going red there. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to see if I can pull that a little bit out, warm it up a bit. That's what's melted the DPC. Give it a bit of time now to cool down and dry out. So once I've got this so that it's dry inside, I'm going to coat it with this wet rot dry rot by Ronseal. Give it another 2 hours then, and then I'm going to fasten a piece of wood in the back of here because I think it's too big to just do a filler. So I'm going to fasten a piece of wood into the back, and I'll show you how I'm going to make it so the filler stays in and it's a good job. Right, the other side is still wet, so I've gone onto this side here because this side you can see it's in the green, so that's fine if it's in the green. So this one's fine, so I'm going to have to leave that other side until it dries out before I can do this next stage. So I'll put a bit of Ronseal in here with the brush and try and get it, because it's nice and solid here. I've got rid of all the rot and all the loose is all gone. So the main thing now is to get this wet all over and then go on to the next. Right, now just to make sure that I've got it everywhere, I've got a mirror on it now so I can see that I've missed little bits here, just in the middle. and up there. And I'll go right up the back edge there. So that's it all done now. So I'm going to leave it 2 hours before I can go do my next stage, but I think I'll give it 2 hours and then I'll put some more of this on and give it 2 coats, so it's double it. So this actually hardens the wood up. It feels quite solid. It's not, as I said, I've got rid of all the rot now, so we'll give it another coat in 2 hours. Right, so the other side is still wet, so I can't operate on that. So what I've got is a piece of wood to go inside here, and if you notice it's got nails sticking out of it. I'll put them on that side when it's in position. That's to key the Ronseal filler in once it's in. Just think it like miniature reinforcing bars, as though you're doing a concrete job, but in miniature. So that's what that is. So I'm going to put a bit of this filler in the bottom there, and just a little bit in top, so it ties it all together. And I'll drill and fasten this in the back. That's my first thing I've got to do. So I'll just mix some filler. So don't know if you can see that. You can now. Doesn't need much. I haven't used it for a while, this, so I think I may have to pinprick it. Right, it's coming out now, and that's enough for there. Just make sure you don't get this into the can, or else it'll all go hard. This hardener goes into it. Just mix it up. Make sure you get right down to the bottom of what's on the spatula. So I'm going to put some in the top here. Remember, this one's dry, and remember I've put the hardener in here. The other side's still wet, so I may have to leave it 2 or 3 days for that to go off. Suppose I can put some on there to send it in. Right, so that's going in there like that, and then I'm going to drill and fasten that in position. Don't matter about it wobbling around at the moment. Right, so that's in position now. So I've got to get some pins in this side here, so I'll start off with this. And then what I'll do is then I'll tap them in with the hammer, making sure, and I haven't got a straight edge here, but I suppose this will do, making sure that, that they're not finish up flush. So as you can see, that top one wants knocking in a bit further. I need to do all that, all the ones on the front and all on the other side. So I'll get to that stage and then I'll show you the next stage after that. Doesn't matter if you bend these or anything, as long as you get them below the surface. So when you check to see it, when you get your filler on, they're not going to stick out past the filler. It doesn't matter if you bend them at all. They're just there to support it and make it solid, so it all ties together. Right, the next job is, I've got my piece to go in here, is to sellotape the side which is going to face the filler. The reason for sellotaping it is it stops the filler sticking to the you might even call this a shuttering. It's right, really doing miniature shuttering is this. So this is going to go on there like that, and this one's already sellotaped here, and this one's going to go straight down here like this. So I'm going to fill this point here in, and I'm going to put another one down there and fill the outside part in. So I've only tacked on so I'll show you with all the shutters on next. So as you can see, it's designed so I can fill up here for where the rebate is, and on the outside, so I can put the filler on the outside. So now next job now is to mix the filler to do this portion here and that there. I may do it in 2 goes. In fact, I may have to fill that up in quite a few goes. I don't think I'm going to do it in 1 go. Right, I've already mixed this up, so that's fine. So I've got all my lats are on now. I've actually had to split a spatula in 2 to actually get it to go in this gap. So the main thing now is to feed it in so it's right to the back. Also, always make sure you clean your spatula and your board every time you use it. So I'm going to have to do quite a few layers to really get this in here tight. And probably the same around the front. I won't move the camera from here to around the front. It's the same principle like doing there, but I won't do that until these 2 are off. And then when I've got the front up, this square corner here, same as this one here. Once I fill this square corner here, will help me line up for doing down there, doing the bit there. So that's really pushed right to the back. So I'll give it about half an hour, and then I'll put another coat on, and just keep layering it up until we come right out in line with these two edges here, which is the distance for the rebate. As you can see, I've taken the front shutter off now, and you can see where it's it lines up with the edge of here, and you can see there's a bit there which lines up, so all I'll have to do is just fill the middle in, and these will be my guidelines for it. And you can see this one's nearly filled up now, so make sure you've no bits on here. If there's any bits on there, take them off, because that's your line. And just fill that up to these 2 points, and that's it, finished for the rebate. Make sure you pull it off with a spatula, because you might not have any of the hardener in that bit when you mix it. And then making sure your spatula's catching on both pieces of wood. Run up like that. Got some air holes in it there, so we'll just put a bit more in. I'm going to leave them holes because they seem to be if you do it too long, it'll drag. Oh, I've got it this time. So there we are. That's ready for setting and taking the shutters or guides off the sides. Right, suddenly realised when I'd filled that, I got this filler left. What do I do with it? So you can see I've got a point there and there, so I filled it in there. So now it's time to take these shutters off. As you can see, with it having the tape on, it's come straight off, not stuck to it. Sellotape works well. I found this out by accident many years ago. I don't know what I'm doing. When I suddenly found that it worked. Just got to take it steady. Sometimes you've got to tap it to break the seal. Just break that corner off there, and that's not too bad in that. And in fact, this side here is nearly all filled up. We've only got a bit to do at the back here, so I can now fill that up now and fill this side up as well, and then that's it, it's finished. But I think I'll just give it a quick sanding now before it goes too hard, because it's down at the bottom there. I should be able to get away with that. As I said, this is not totally set yet. This is not totally set yet, so we can load down, makes it easier, and we get it sorted out straight away. That's good enough for my garage door. So all we've got to do is mix a bit of filler for there and here. And that's it. When you've got a part like that, always before you fill next time, always just check to see you haven't got any lumps, so you know when you're going to come in, it's going to go straight up. And you're not finding you're going out further than you should be doing. Really want to get some right down at the very bottom of there. Need to get a bit in there as well. There's a bit missing there, just right at the very bottom, which I'm filling now. And there we are, just need a little touch up at bottom there, but I've just run out of filler. Next time I do a mix I'll do that, but as you can see that's how you do it if you can't splice, because the doors are too big, you can't take them off. Obviously I'm going to have to wait quite a while before I do the other side because it's still not dry. I've known me on if I've been splicing or working on windows where they've gone rotten, I've had to polythene them up and strip the paint up, polythene them up and leave them weeks for them to dry before I could finish the repair on them and splice them or fill them, because if I fill that other side now, what will happen is that water will stay inside there because there's no way for it to get out, and what will happen is it'll just go rotten above, more or less where I've done the splice, because it's sealed in then if I do a repair and leave that water in. So I hope that helps you on using Ronseal wet rot dry rot hardener and filler. It's very good stuff. I've used it for over 30 years. It's good stuff. Right, so you can see I've filled this side up and it looks quite good. That's looking all the way around. So that's ready for painting on this side. I'll show you the outside. So that's the outside of it. Obviously I've got to clean the doors up before I can clean them, but I need to get some silicone right across at the bottom, although the water won't soak into the filler. It's a bigger roll, you can actually use screws against pins, and I've just got a bit more filler to going right down that bottom corner there on the left, but that's no problem. But the other side, which I showed you where the water was showing it was wet, I've actually had to go right up to here, splice it in. So you can see there's a splice there where it goes up there, down the middle there, and then splices down there. So that's this side done. As I say, it was too bad to just fill this out. I'll show you the outside of it. Right, so this is the outside of it. So you can see that it starts there, comes up here, and goes down there. So you've got 45 there and 45 at that point there. I do have another video which should be a link at the end of this one, how to do a splice. So I'm not too bothered about that gap there. I'll fill those two bits, plus I've got a lat, the bead which goes down, which which will cover it all up anyway, which goes all the way up to the top of the garage. But as I say, I did this with the garage doors on, so that made it a lot harder. Right, so this is the big garage where on the right hand side I use the Ronseal filler to repair the door frame, and on the left hand side I was hoping to use that, but it was so bad I actually had to splice it in on that side, but if you go to the end you'll see a link to another video on how to do splicing, where I did both sides of this door frame on my other garage. So right, let's have a look at how they look close up at the door frame. Right, so this is the right hand side, and as you can see it looks well, you can't see the joint, can you, on it, so that's fine. This is the other side where I spliced it in just above the hinge. You can just see I didn't quite get enough filler in to smooth it out there, but that's good enough for a garage for me. Well, it is for my garage. As you notice, I've got a bead to the left of that. That's to seal the joint, that demold, which is just to the left of it. Looking from the inside, it's slightly changed a bit in that I've shuttered this out and put a step up and a drop down there. That's stopped the rain blowing in from outside. I'm running because it runs on a slope, does the drive. Even the amount there I was getting it coming in, so this has actually stopped it. Plus also I've done some work on the roof. But this is the side where you can see I've filled it up to there, and that's come out quite well. I don't think you can gain on that. That bit of black on the right hand side, that's a fly or some insect that's stuck to it. I must have about 100 insects stuck on doors that I've got to brush and scrape off. I must have every different insect there is. And this is the other side where as I say, I've got another video on splicing, so I didn't do it on this. I was hoping to fill this side, but when I tested it with a meter and how far it went, now it was drying, it was I've had to splice it right above the hinge, which was very hard. Not that easy to do when you've got 8-foot high doors, so the doors are too heavy for me to take off and do it on my own, so I had to struggle a bit doing that. But yeah, that looks fine. As you can see at the bottom there, it's different in that I've got that bit of an rebate upstand at the bottom to stop the weather coming in into the garage at the bottom there. So I hope this helps you using filler and putting blocks behind and pins to hold your fill in position. You can use screws, you can do anything, as long as they don't stick out past where it's going to finish, so you've got a bit of a gap between where your filler's going to sand it down to. That'll key it in better, and it won't come loose and drop out. Just putting filler in on its own, it can come loose and come out, because remember, wood's moving, it's a living object, it's expanding and contracting depending on the weather and whether it gets wet or it gets wet and then goes dry. So I always recommend to always have some kind of pins, screws or whatever to hold it in position. And if it's a bigger area, just make sure you get a block in with your pins and stuff on, like I showed earlier in this video. Just a quick reminder, don't forget when you've got any surfaces where it's going to get wet, make sure your silicone round on the bottom there to stop the water getting underneath and either rotting, well, mainly if it's wood, rotting it. I don't think you'll have this same problem with filler, but it's also a good idea to do it just to stop the weather getting underneath it. So that's it. So I hope it helped, and good luck with getting rid of your rot and getting your filler in and getting it finished.